Hey everybody, welcome to my next video. Some of you may have already heard about my barbecue bacon Scotch eggs, but as it's nearly Easter, I thought I'd do something a little bit special with it. So here you are, here's how to make the barbecue bacon Geester egg. So before we go any further, I'm going to show you how to set up your barbecue for indirect cooking. Today we're going to be using the Weber Master Touch, which is a kettle barbecue, and we're going to be using this lovely maple lumpwood from the Oxford Charcoal Company. So to set up our barbecue for indirect cooking, we need to separate the barbecue into two zones. We need a zone for our fuel, our heat source, and a zone where our meat is going to go. Okay, so as you can see, we've added the charcoal to the barbecue on one side of the kettle. Today I'm going to light the barbecue using a loaf lighter. There is different methods of lighting. You can use a chimney starter. My preferred method is with the loaf lighter. As you can see, there's some fantastic lumps of wood in this charcoal, and it burns really nicely with a nice clean smoke as well. So with the loaf lighter, just add it to the centre of the pile of coals. Press the button and away you go. Once you start seeing sparks coming off, pull the loaf lighter away, keep holding the button and spread the flames amongst the pile of coals. Okay, we've had the loaf lighter on for about a minute maybe now, and we've got a nice flame coming up through the coals and they're starting to take nicely. So we'll just leave that now to burn for about another 10 minutes before we're ready to cook. While we're waiting for our coals to come up to temperature, we're going to start to prepare the Geester eggs. As you can see, we've got two lovely free-range goose eggs that have been put into a pan of cold water, brought up to the boil, turned back down to a simmer and simmered for about 8 to 9 minutes. That should give us a yolk that's just about set, and obviously the whites will be completely set. We've also got some porky white chick from Angus & Oik and some lovely Gloucester Old Spot pork mince from ourselves at JL Butchers. So the first thing we're going to want to do is to season up the pork mince with our porky white chick. We want to be quite generous here with the seasoning because we want a nice flavour through the pork mince, but not too much so that we're going to lose the flavour of that Gloucester Old Spot pork. Also in here with the pork mince, I've added just a small amount of rusk just to help bind the mince together. The amount of rub you put in, again, is just down to your personal taste, how strong you like the flavour or how much you want to taste the pork. So once you've combined all the seasoning into the pork mince, you can take some out onto your board. And you want basically a good handful of pork mince to be able to wrap around one of the eggs. Obviously this depends on what size your eggs are as to how much meat you're going to need. So form it into a nice ball and then start to flatten it out. Place your egg in the centre and carefully start working the sausage meat around the egg. And you don't want a huge thick layer of sausage meat, but you need enough that you're going to be able to cover it. If it doesn't look like you've got enough sausage meat, then just pick a piece up and add it on. And just gradually keep working round until you have a nice even shape all around your egg. It needs to be quite tight against the egg and a nice even finish. There we go. So the next stage is to wrap the eggs in bacon. We have some lovely dry cured unsmoked bacon from the Rare Breed Meat Company, available from JL Butchers. We're using unsmoked because we're going to be smoking it on the barbecue. So what you want to do is just slowly build up a layer of bacon all around your egg. You can do this in whichever fashion you want. So as you can see, the eggs are now completely covered in bacon and are ready to go on the barbecue. So our coals are now burning nice and hot and we're ready to start cooking. We're going to add a piece of alder wood just to the side of the fire, and that will just start to create a nice amount of smoke to flavour our Geester eggs with. So pop the eggs on indirect, which is all the opposing side to where our heat source is, and close the lid. It's important when you're smoking indirect to have your vent the opposite side to your fire. This then draws the smoke across the top of your product and out through the vent. I suspect these eggs are going to take around about 25 minutes to cook through, but we'll give them a turn every 5 minutes or so just to make sure they're not catching. And then about 5 minutes before the end, we'll give them a nice brush with a barbecue sauce. So the eggs have been on for about 20 minutes now. They've had a quarter turn every 5 minutes. So we're just going to check the temperature. Remember, we don't want to go straight into the middle because that's where the egg is. We want to come to what we think is the deepest part of the sausage meat. We'll be looking for an internal temperature of about 71 degrees to make sure the sausage meat is cooked through. So we're currently at about 60 degrees, which is just about right, because we need to now brush them with a barbecue sauce and pop them back in for another 10 minutes. So using your favourite barbecue sauce, just gently brush the eggs with the sauce to get a nice coating, and then we'll close the lid back down on them and give them another 10 minutes to set that sauce and give us a lovely colour and a lovely finish to the egg. So the eggs have been on for about another 10 minutes now. I did turn them a couple of times during the cooking and I moved them slightly closer to the heat source as well, just to set that barbecue sauce. So we'll just check the temperature. That's perfect. So that's at 72 degrees now, which is a nice safe temperature for pork mince. So the moment of truth, time to take them off. So here we go. Let's cut into this barbecue bacon Geester egg and see how well we've done. Beautiful. Look at that. Lovely soft yolk. Sausage meat cooked through nicely all the way round. The white's set nice and firm. Beautiful. I couldn't ask for better. So there you go, folks. There it is, the barbecue bacon Geester egg. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it interesting. I'm going to go inside now because it's 10 o'clock at night. I've got studio lighting out and I think my neighbours think I've gone insane. See you again.